My name is Nick Middleton. I live in Middle England in the mid-latitudes. I'm middle-aged, earning a middling salary, writing travel books and teaching geography at Oxford University. My life is extremely comfortable, or at least it was. Till one mild summer's day when I was thinking about the English obsession with weather. I had an idea for a book. We complain ceaselessly about our temperate climate. But what must it be like to live with real extremes? What was life like in the hottest, coldest, wettest and driest inhabited places on Earth? I put this question to my publisher, and to my horror, she said go and find out. These are monsoon clouds, and they produce rain that would make a wet weekend in Bognor seem like fun. The UK is renowned for being pretty wet, but in some places beneath these clouds in northeast India, what we get in a year, they get in a single day. I wanted to see what it was like to live in a place where it can rain continuously for 11 days on end. So I was heading for the Khasi Hills, the wettest place on Earth. But I was starting my journey 500 kilometers to the southwest, in Calcutta. I'd come here to see real rain in a big city, but although the southern state of Kerala was being lashed by storms, and the northern city of Agra was entirely waterlogged, here the rains were late. It felt pretty wet to me, but if the monsoon had arrived, it's likely I'd have been up to my knees in water. So this is pretty pathetic rain. Where's the serious monsoon stuff?
Don't worry, you'll get it. We are not really in the season as yet. It is going to start soon.
On the cusp.
Absolutely.
My translator and guide, Runa Ma, picked me up from my hotel and showed me the sights.
When it pours, streets are filled with water.
Oh, really?
You know, the cars, the buses, they come to a standstill.
Oh, really?
And you really cannot move. And there are traffic jams. And the best way to commute is with rickshaws.
So in the monsoon season, these guys must clean up then if they're the only people who can actually move around.
Absolutely. It is the season when they earn their the maximum amount of money. Yeah.
Unlike back home, here the rain is celebrated. It cools and cleanses the cities, and for Indians the monsoon is a time of plenty. Runa told me a good sign that the rains were on their way would be Hilsa in the Coral Fish Market.
It's chaos in here.
It's incredible. Keep your eye on the way you're walking.
Hilsa is the monsoon fish. Like salmon, it lives at sea, but in the monsoon it swims up the flooded rivers to spawn and get caught. Runa wanted to find some for a monsoon party that night, but stocks were low.
Those were Hilsa.
No.
Oh, they were?
No, they were not.
They look very similar.
Well, fish, you know.
Yeah, but they were the right size.
These are Hilsa.
Runa felt that finding Hilsa meant the rains must be coming, and she suggested I get prepared. She told me canvas and leather rot in the wet, so everyone here wears plastic shoes. The latest fashion seemed to be mock patent loafers.
Shiny black, matte black.
Well, it's a tricky decision, isn't it? Shiny or matte, yeah.
Or luminous flip-flops.
Oh, yeah, beautiful. Really beautiful colour.
You should wear these. Oh, they're beautiful.
Next on the list was an umbrella, and Mahendra Dutt and grandsons had an astonishing range.
It's a sort of Spider-Man umbrella.
Oh, wow.
Actually, it goes with your soul.
Yes, actually it does.
Is it unlucky to open umbrellas inside?
This is umbrella shop, I can open everything.
Yeah.
Why I also open?
Absolutely.
Yes. I also open. I will show the one more thing. You know, you use the 2%. It's a big umbrella.
2%
Yes,
umbrella.
Ah, yes.
That is too, isn't it? Yeah,
Very
really.
nice to us.
Yes, this is for us, absolutely.
That's great, isn't it? I'd settled on a pair of mock suede plastic sandals, and since the two-man brolly wasn't huge, I felt a Macintosh was in order. I was ready for the deluge. Runa said that the monsoon, when it hits, brings life to a halt, and finding diversions for idle brains is a vital part of staying sane. But the Calcutta set likes to party with or without the rain.
Hills are done two different ways. That's
Yes.
very sexy, isn't it?
Careful, the bones are big. That's why I gave you that part, you see. It's good, isn't it? Hilsa has a very subtle taste.
Yeah, it's beautiful.
I was here to pick the brains of these monsoon veterans, and not everything I heard was reassuring. Any particular advice that you think I should have for my trip? Because, as you know, I'm not experienced in monsoon.
You want an honest one?
Of course.
Go back to England. Tomorrow. I'll arrange for the flights.
You might have reptiles and snakes who can possibly attack you.
Are we talking poisonous snakes?
You never know.
No, of course
How
not.
would you know? Are you poisonous or not?
Yes.
You can't ask the snake.
Absolutely not. I'd imagined drowning, but death by snakebite was an unwelcome surprise. But it wasn't all hell.
Just is lovely during the monsoons. All of us, you won't be able to find an Indian who doesn't love the monsoons.
Really?
I love the dark clouds. I love the days when you can lie in bed and look at the clouds and say, I don't have to get out of bed like today. Today was a day I never got out of bed.
You have a hangover, that's
Oh,
why.
shut up. It does things to me that the rest of the year doesn't. And I'm sure it does it to you English people also.
Well, I intend to find out. I wasn't quite sure what she meant, but it appeared that the monsoon did more to people than just get them wet. It also sounded rather dangerous. My plan was to follow the path of the monsoon northeastwards to the Kazi Hills, crossing Bangladesh and picking up some tips on how you survive in a country more known for its water than its land. The monsoon is more than just rain. It's woven into the fabric of life on the Indian subcontinent, where it's been driving trade and agriculture for centuries.
Are these solid gold, sir?
It's said that a bad monsoon can bring down a government.
Huge pomegranates.
He buys them from Calcutta and brings them.
Ah, okay. Can we have one of each? One of those and one of those. I was 4 days into my trip, and there was still no sign of rain. What's meant to happen is that the gradual increase in land temperatures throughout the summer eventually triggers the deluge. The land warms up in contrast to the sea, and the air above it rises, pulling in air from the Indian Ocean. This air has picked up moisture from the ocean, which it deposits on the land. It's been estimated that during a typical monsoon day, these clouds carry 75,000 million tons of water vapour across the Indian subcontinent. I crossed the border into Bangladesh and saw clouds but no rain. Runa took me to the village of Harialgoop, where they were planting a second crop of rice. The first was ruined because the rain didn't turn up when it should have done 3 weeks ago. There was a sense of urgency in the fields as everyone rushed to get their chores done before the rains hit. Then, late that afternoon, the skies darkened and my spirits lifted. It looked like the monsoon had finally arrived. The villagers downed tools and started to celebrate with a game of Hadoodoo.
This is Hadoodoo. You know that this is the national game of Bangladesh and a game which is played everywhere in Bangladesh when it rains. This is the team. He has to go there, start saying Hadoodoo, holding his breath, touch somebody on that side and come back to his team. And if they catch him before and hold him till his breath runs out, that's it. He's out.
He's out.
He's out. Come, play.
That's a pretty good game, yeah. Can I?
As far as I could tell from Runa's hurried explanation, your turn lasts as long as you can keep saying Hadoodoo using just one breath.
So they can catch him before he touches anyone.
When your team's being attacked, the idea is to grab them.
Shit, sorry guys. That was a bad one, wasn't it? It was me.
Now it was time to test my smoker's lungs.
didn't tell me about that rule, Runa. What's that all about?
The attack to my left wasn't strictly legal, so I got to fight again. And again. And again. I was having such fun that I hadn't even noticed that once more the rain had failed to appear, which meant we had to clean up in the village pond.
So far I've had drizzle and showers, and they're just like a taster. They're the hors d'oeuvre before the serious monsoon rains begin. And as I move further north through Bangladesh, I expect the rains are going to catch me up. And I'm ready for it. I just want it to come.
The next day we boarded a splendid 1920s paddle steamer called the Masood. The only reason this lumbering rust bucket is still plying her trade on the rivers of Bangladesh is down to the skill and experience of her captain. Runa and I went to talk weather with Nur Muhammad Mia.
I'm here to see some serious rain. Do you have a forecast as to when it'll really begin?
8 to 10 more days.
8 to 10 more days.
Though the weather is all right, there is a number 1 signal on, which is that there's a depression building in the bay.
Okay.
So it's
that's good
possible,
news.
yeah.
Well, it's good news for me.
Yes.
Bangladesh sits on the world's largest delta, made up of nearly 200 rivers. And it must have been raining somewhere because either side of the channel we were on, the countryside was beginning to flood. As the water level rose, people and animals were being forced to share an ever-decreasing area of dry land. These were the exact conditions I'd been warned about in Calcutta. It was probably Snake City out there. Runa wanted me to confront my fears and took me to a village isolated by the floodwaters where some river gypsies known as Badi had set up a snake charming show. They attract a crowd and then sell jewellery and herbal medicines to the villagers. Just as I was starting to relax and enjoy the show, a man appeared asking the Badi if they could remove a cobra from his home on the other side of the island. Against all my better judgment, I suddenly found myself on a snake hunt.
What are the chances of it being poisonous?
He says that there are 90% chance that the snakes are going to be poisonous.
Because I'm not really a snake person.
Nick, you're supposed to help them.
Well, I'll observe. Maybe I'll give some advice. Like, be careful!
He says there's nothing to fear.
Nothing to fear, except a poisonous snake!
This was dangerous work. There can be a 5-fold increase in snake bites during the monsoon period. I kept my eyes peeled while the baddies smelled the earth. A fishy aroma means the snake has passed by.
He doesn't think it's here.
Not in there.
No, he doesn't think it's there. He says it must be inside one of the rooms. You can try.
I'd look in this wood pile myself.
Perhaps.